Well, you can't, it's not his words when he speaks.
Yeah.
You have to watch him closely. And some genius decided not to film him any lower than the shoulder.
Yes, did you? Yes.
So what did he do?
You couldn't see the hands.
No, but he sent Morse.
Stop scrolling. What you're about to hear will either make you laugh out loud, throw your hands in the air, or finally say what everyone's been whispering. Image can't keep outrunning reality. In the next few minutes, you'll hear how two unlikely tag team critics, Joe Rogan and Tyrus,
It looked to me like he was negotiating with a deaf prostitute.
slice through the glossy aura around Gavin Newsom and expose the gap between the photo shoot and the fallout. You'll learn why his smooth delivery works, where it cracks, how perception beats performance until it doesn't, and why the California
doesn't connect dots.
You can watch it. Look at the blinking. Blink, look. Meet me at the house. Like, he's blinking. He's sending, I'm getting there. Hey, just so you know, I'm not wearing pants.
Ew.
And then, look, he's blinking. And then eventually, the camera guy realizing that he's signaling him, so he gets appalled, leans back, camera comes down, and then we're back to this. I'll do this for you. You do this for me a little. So he's saying whatever he's going to say. There it is. See? They couldn't hold him back. He's like, I'm not on film. Oh, I'm not. Nope. Oh, bring my hands up. Bring them up. Bring them up. Bring them up. Bring them up.
Vibe might be the most expensive illusion in American politics. Before we begin, viewer discretion is advised. This is for entertainment purposes only. They don't have faith in him. Oh yeah, that's the line that kicks this off, and it's almost darkly comedic. Because how do you go from I perfected the city to let me scale it to a state to trust me with a whole country? It's like someone crashing a go-kart and immediately
Newsom told the Los Angeles Times Panera would not be exempt from the law. The spokesperson also denied a claim the Bloomberg piece, which cited sources close to the matter, that Newsom pushed for an exemption that applies to businesses that bake bread and sell it as a standalone item, calling the report absurd. So is it a fake story?
Or is it something that they
might have corrected
hustled
course
on and corrected course quickly? Yeah.
Yeah. Roll up to the top. So where's the initial report? Let's find the initial.
asking for the keys to a Formula One car. Watch closely when he speaks. Rogan says, it's not just the words. It's the rhythm, the tilt of the head, the blink rate, the camera mysteriously cropping everything below the shoulders. And now you can't unsee it. The hands stay off screen until, oops, the tell slips out. The moment the frame
Didn't hold back either.
Back and watch the tape.
Yes.
He literally goes, I want some of this, then you do some of this, and I'll do some of that back to you, and then we'll do this, and then I'll pay you, and then we'll do it again.
True.
And then she kept saying, no. Okay, how about this? You do this one first, then we do this one, then we give a little back and forth.
You catch that choreography. Palms up, palms down, cutting through the air like he's negotiating in a room only he can hear. It's theater. It's timing. It's control. And once you notice everything. Rogan and Tyrus didn't come in swinging hammers at first. It starts as banter, the kind that sneaks past defenses. And then they press play on a highlight reel that California never wanted as a campaign ad. Highest homelessness, vanishing film jobs, budgets that read like riddles, moral victories that somehow cost more than the practical ones. The punchline lands because it's too on the nose. The state's top export isn't movies or microchips. It's movers.
It's about perception.
Why would Bloomberg spread bullshit? Bloomberg is a financial paper, right?
Yeah, that's right.
That's not something.
I don't think it would be.
You really can't do that if you're running a financial paper. It's not like the New York Times. The New York Times can say Israel bombed the hospital and 500 people are killed and put it on the front page, even if it's not true. And everybody just assumes it's true because it's the New York Times. But they can kind of get away with that.
Yeah.
And then they...
Families, founders, freelancers, all hunting for a power bill that doesn't make your eyes water and a commute that doesn't feel like a punishment. And yet, look at the surface. The teeth. The suit. The TED Talk cadence. He could pitch a $12 green smoothie as a patriotic duty and half the room would nod because the lighting is perfect and the drone shot of the coastline just rolled. That's the trick, Rogan argues. Make chaos look like progress. Make the fire look like innovation. Make the emergency sound like a plan. If political blame shifting were an Olympic sport, the man's mantle would groan under the gold. Tyrus isn't connecting delegates. He's flipping the whole whiteboard. He turns the gesture game into a running gag. Blink once, blink twice, send a message, and pretty soon you're rewatching clips like a body language detective. Aggressive hands with peaceful words. Serious tone with
Branding. How to look flawless while the foundation crumbles beneath you.
With the California budget cuts and stuff, since they didn't have a hearing impaired transitioner anymore, I'm not paying money for that. I'll do it myself. So, you know. A little bit of bubble.
Yeah.
Nice. Could you imagine if you were the sign person for the TV going?
No, he reminds me there of, remember the guy who did the sign language at Mandela's
sales pitch pacing. And then the bigger question settles in. How does someone stay spotless while the set behind him keeps catching fire? Floods, blackouts, budget sinkholes, never-ending, we're fixing it speeches, and somehow the suit never wrinkles. That's not luck. That's production. California isn't a state in these moments. It's a stage. The media choreography gets its own roast. The way headlines bend like palms in a Santa Ana wind. The way a glossy feature can turn a policy miss into a moody monologue about vision, resilience, and the journey we're all on together. Roll in a soft-focus portrait, add a coastline drone shot, sprinkle a few words like bold and future, and presto, who's going to argue with a vibe? Meanwhile, the grocery bill feels like a weekend trip, and the freeway looks like the moon. Rogan goes Socratic. If the state has more money,
match the words coming out of his mouth.
Right. Yes,
if the president was like, "We want peace in the Middle East," you know what I'm saying? You would be like,
Right,
and
that's it. That it is. It's the contrast.
Yeah, Gavin, his hands are aggressive. You know.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of theories. One, it was a bad negotiation with a deaf hooker. You know, now he doesn't want to pay for. You know.
Do you have a problem with deaf hookers?
He does, because the deal went south.
It's called the Helen Keller special.
than some countries. Why do the roads feel like a trampoline park? How does each new green crusade end with thicker smoke and higher gas? If the dream is working, why are so many dreamers packing? The scariest part, he says, isn't one man with nice hair. It's the half of the country that sees the chaos and says, we should scale that. That's when the room goes quiet. Because that's the heart of it. Packaging beating expiration dates. Filters outpacing fixes. Tyrus turns the knife with a smirk. California, he says, is like dating a promise. You love the speech. You hate the invoice. You're told it'll be different this time, and then the lights flicker and the taxes don't. You're told the exit is panic, but your neighbor's already in Texas sending you pictures of a driveway that doesn't cost a paycheck. It's funny because it's brutal. It's brutal because it's familiar. Then they go meta, pass the person into the machine. The social media swagger. The fighting words threads that read like a focus grouped version of Own the Other Side. The viral stylings that make tough decisions feel like trending content. He's learning the internet sensibility, Rogan warns. That's not governing. That's growth hacking. And sure, it works until it doesn't. Until the pothole hits your tire. Until the rent eats your raise. Until the blackout spoils your fridge, and the press conference calls it resilience in action. Every time someone calls him out, the smirk returns, the sleeves roll, the adjectives arrive. It's mesmerizing. You don't argue with it. You drift along. That's the real thesis of the roast. The performance is airtight. The foundation, less so. Directors would kill for that kind of plot armor. Step through scene after scene without a stain while the audience keeps paying for a sequel that never lands. And then the Hollywood ecosystem takes its turn in the barrel. Big talk about saving the planet with a side of private aviation. Red carpets for equity, while the tent city outside grows. Award show cadences applied to policy. Coming soon, prosperity, equality, a functioning grid. Coming soon, coming soon, coming soon, as if the trailer is the product. That's why the jokes land. They're not mean. They're mirrors. So, does any of this matter outside California? That's the spike Rogan drives home. Do voters actually want California's problems shipped nationwide, wrapped in the same premium packaging? Do they want the rollout of vibes with a fine print of consequences? The answer is less a statement and more a wince. Because charisma is a hell of a drug, and this brand is plenty, here's the uncomfortable lesson the duo teases out. Modern politics isn't just about results, it's about ambience. If you can narrate the collapse beautifully enough, people will call it transformation. If you can apologize with a halo and pivot with a grin, people will call it leadership. If you can trend, you can survive. Until, of course, the bill arrives. Reality always closes the tab. By the end, they haven't exposed a secret scandal. They've exposed a public one. The victory of presentation over proof. The filters, the slogans, the magazine covers playing campaign surrogate. The way we're listening stands in for we're fixing. And the way a great haircut can carry a bad quarter, right up until the moment it can't. That's when the mask slips, not because the critic shouted, but because the lights came up and the set was still on fire. So what do you do with that? You laugh, because the satire is sharper than the spin. You think, because the questions stick. And maybe you start measuring leaders by what changes when the cameras leave. Imagine a politics where the applause line comes after the outcome, not before it. Where the viral clip is a bridge that got built, not a clapback that got likes. Where the California dream, or any dream, is something you can live in, not something you have to lease month to month. That's the real takeaway. Rogan and Tyrus didn't destroy anyone. They broke the spell for a second. They reminded you that charisma is an accessory, not a policy. That a vibe can't pave a road, and a reel can't reduce a bill. And that if the brand keeps winning while the people keep losing, the show's not democracy, it's entertainment. Which, to be fair, makes this video exactly what it promised to be. A funny, uncomfortable, can't-look-away reminder that the prettiest story isn't always the truest one. Viewer discretion was advised. You were warned. Now you decide what matters more, the filter or the fix.